Today is finally the day these characters get the respect they deserve. Number 1 is criminally underrated in my book. Let me explain.
You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
If you're new here, we do plenty of Avatar videos, including podcasts, episode reviews, theory, and character analysis. So if you like those things, subscribe so you don't miss out. Here is the top 10 underrated characters from the Avatar universe. These characters' powers, stories, or impact on the world of Avatar is far greater than fans or characters in the universe give them credit for. Whether their physical skills are downplayed or the character traits and arcs aren't appreciated enough, today they finally get their due. Before we get started, be sure to let me know in the comments who you all think is the most underrated character, or someone you want to see more of, whether they're in books, comics, or in the TV show. So let's get started with the list. Number 10, Sokka. Sokka's character arc is severely underrated. Besides Zuko and maybe one or two other characters, Sokka has the best character growth in Avatar The Last Airbender. Sokka had to come to grips with his limitations. He had to understand his place in everything. Through humility, Sokka grew to become a great leader. He tactically led the invasion on the Day of the Black Sun. He led Toph and Sookie to taking down dozens of airships. He served on the Council of Republic City, and as chief of the Southern Water Tribe, he helped defeat the Red Lotus and saved Korra. Number 9, June. Simply put, June is a bath. June's character design is so dope, from the Aaliyah-like hairstyle with the bangs over the one eye to the Catwoman-like whip. Her skills are great as well. Training a Shishu can't be easy. She's also a great hand-to-hand fighter. That bar fight scene is amazing. I love it every time. I mean, if Toph likes her just from that, you know she's great. Number 8, Iroh. Iroh? You must be saying to yourself, how could Iroh, the one character that every single Avatar fan seems to unabashedly love, how could he be underrated? Well, let me tell you. While everyone says Zuko has the best character arc in the series, or in any medium for that matter, they are wrong. Or right, I guess it's up to debate. But I believe it's actually Iroh who takes claim of that. Iroh's story is pretty much the same as Zuko's, but add more tragedy to it. Iroh went from being the heir to the Fire Nation throne, the Dragon of the West, the pride of the Fire Nation, to, well, the Iroh we know today. He was headed towards a life of ruling the Fire Nation and striking fear into the hearts of the other three nations. But all that changed when his beloved son, Lieutenant, was killed. Iroh's story arc can be summed up on his 3 trips to Ba Sing Se. First as a conqueror, then as a refugee, and last as a liberator. For more of my thoughts on Iroh and theories, check out my video on the Untold life of Iroh. Number 7, Jinora. Jinora takes after her grandfather Aang in a lot of ways, but actually excels him in a lot of them. At the age of 12, Aang was the youngest airbender to master the element and receive his tattoos. Well, Jinora just had to one-up her old grandpa Avatar and receive her airbending tattoos at the age of 11. Aang is also very spiritual, able to meditate into the spirit world. But compared to Jinora, he's on the spiritual level of her great uncle Sokka. Jinora was able to see spirits and meditate into the spirit world at the age of 11. She was so spiritual, she was Korra's spiritual guide into the spirit world. Jinora also possesses very advanced spiritual airbender techniques like astral projection. Jinora was incremental in the defeat of Unavatu and Zahir. She led the new Air Nation into a new spiritual age and renaissance. Number 6, Foaming Mouth Guy. I get it, everyone loves Cabbage Guy, but Foaming Mouth Guy gets slept on for some apparent reason. In fact, I find him more hilarious than Cabbage Guy. He doesn't even say a single word. The backstory to the creation of the Foaming Mouth Guy is actually a true testament to the brilliance of Avatar. Unlike other cartoons, Avatar creators Mike and Brian wanted to give some artistic freedom to the animators overseas. And Foaming Mouth Guy is all thanks to them. In the direction that they sent over, it just read that he was supposed to see the Avatar and then faint. But the animators in Korea added the exaggeration and the foam, and it was just brilliant. Number 5, Korra. How could an Avatar be underrated? Korra has plenty of fans, you might be saying. Well, for every diehard Korra fan, there's probably one Korra hater, which is why she's at 5, right in the middle. Some folks don't value her journey and character arc, because if we're being 100% honest here, she has more character development than Aang. Not that Aang needs it. please keep watching and please support the channel. Just saying. Through her trials, tribulations, and setbacks, she went from a hothead wannabe superhero teenage girl who sought out confrontation, and she formed into a level-headed, compassionate hero who would sacrifice herself for her enemy. Or people underestimate her power, strength, and skills. Korra has shown, time after time, to be one of, if not the most powerful person in the history of the show. Just look at one of her greatest achievements. She alone, no past lives, no Rava, no avatar state, bended the energy within herself and vanquished the living embodiment of darkness and chaos, saving the world from 10,000 years of darkness. Come on guys, you gotta admit, that's something. Number 4, Jett. Sure, Jett deserves a lot of the hate he gets, but he really is an interesting character. Jett shares many similarities between the layered villains of Legend of Korra, except he had a redemption arc. Jett is a freedom fighter, in the same vein as villains like Killmonger and Magneto. He has seen firsthand the Fire Nation's atrocities of murder and violence, and he vows he would do everything in his strength to fight them. The very compelling thing about Jett's arc is the irony of it all. He plots to destroy a Fire Nation town, and in doing so becomes the type of man that burned his own hometown. When he suspects the Fire Nation has invaded the Earth Kingdom, his actions to stop them actually puts him in opposition to the real threat within the strongest walls of his nation, Long Fei and the Dai Li. And in fighting them, he died a hero, trying to liberate the people of the Earth Kingdom, not from the Fire Nation, but from the Earth Kingdom. Number 3, Asami Sato. Asami is more than just a pretty face and love interest / foil for Korra. Asami had quite the journey. She lost her mother, found out her father was a terrorist. She then turned against him and had to fight him essentially one-on-one. She then takes over his company and saves it. She designs and built the new air nomad suits. Had to handle the stress of watching her friend / crush go through a dramatic experience. Finally learns to forgive her father, but then he is killed, sacrificing himself, and she finally admits her feelings for Korra. Yeah, that's a lot. But not only is her story great, but her skills are great. People call Varric the Tony Stark of Avatar, but I think that title belongs to Asami. She's rich, a genius, she gets all the hotties, has daddy issues, fall in mech suits, and has escaped desert landscapes with nothing but spare scraps. Only difference between the two is she can actually fight, so maybe she's closer to Batman, which in my opinion is better. Asami is like Katara and Sokka in one. She's a love interest for the Avatar, but she's also a non-bender. But you just minus the soapy, hope-inspiring speeches and the comedy, which I guess is a lot of those characters. Number 2, Lu Ten. The son of Iroh is only seen or heard once in a flashback, but he is without a doubt one of the most important figures in the show. He is the linchpin to the whole story, post the start of the 100-Year War. It was Lu Ten's death that led to the Iroh ending his siege of Ba Sing Se and ending his lust for power, which leads Ozai to seek the throne, which leads Ursa and him killing Azula, and Ursa to being banished, and the rest is history. For more on this, check out Avatar Critic's video on it, which honestly was a great influence on me and this channel. Link in the description. Before I reveal number 1, I want to mention one of the most underappreciated and underrated things in the show. It's not even a person, but a song. We all love Screaming Secret Tunnel, and we all shed a tear each time we hear Leaves from the Vine. But there's another song that is very significant, and it's one of the first songs we hear from Iroh, the 4 Seasons song.
Winter, spring, summer, and fall. 4 seasons, 4.
A simple song, but one that clued me early on what type of character Iroh was, that he had respect for all nations. Alright, on to the number 1 underrated character, and that of course is Sookie. Question, who's the 4th member of Team Avatar? Is it Toph? No. Zuko? Nah. It's mother effing Sookie. Sookie has been ride or die for Team Avatar since Book 1, Chapter 4, but she often gets no love. Sookie is often missing from official merchandise, images, and fan art. I gotta admit, I'm guilty of this as well. Sookie is the leader of the Kyoshi warriors. Keyword, Kyoshi. She's responsible for not only leading this legendary group of female fighters, but continuing on the legacy of one of the most profound avatars, Kyoshi herself. That puts her on par with Long Fei, who leads the Dai Li. Sookie's physical traits are almost unmatched compared to other non-benders. She has the athleticism and chi blocking of Tai Li, the wide range of weapons like Sokka, and the mental fortitude of fighters like Master Pian Dao. Sookie's impact goes beyond her fight in the 100-Year War. With Tai Li and the Kyoshi warriors, Sookie learned how to chi block. She then taught an entire police force of Cranefish Town, which will later become Republic City, how to chi block, which I'm guessing led to the practice spreading to others. For more theories on that, check out a video by A Healthy Dose of Fran, link in description below. All of this, without a doubt, makes Sookie the most underrated character in the Avatar universe. Alright, that's the video for today. Who do you think is the most underrated character? If you got something out of this video, please like, comment, share, and consider subscribing. And sincerely, thank you for watching. I'm out.